Pro Skater 3 and 4 soundtrack is 2/3 of the way revealed, essentially. And there has been a lot of mixed opinions I've seen from just the general public about the song choices and the fact that there's not very many returning tracks. So far, out of the 2/3 that have been shown off so far, we only have 8 original songs, and the rest are new stuff. Now, people are a little worried about this, but from the way it's being done, this all looks really intentional to me. Like, I've heard a couple people say, oh, they can't afford the license, they're going the cheap route. I don't think 2 Minutes to Midnight is any cheaper than fucking Number of the Beast. I don't think it has anything to do with them cheaping out. Fuck, they got Alice in Chains in here. They got a ton of fucking big name songs alongside the other, like, a couple classics. But this is mostly new music. And Tony Hawk has commented himself on the matter. He said, it was my choice to pick some different songs by the same artist featured in the 3+4 OST. I'm hoping that discovery is half the fun, and a big reason that these soundtracks resonated in the first place. So listen and enjoy the ride. More to come, both old and new. I don't think we're gonna get more than like 15 old songs, but like I said, I don't care. This does not bother me. I'm all down for more new music. And the track list overall has been pretty solid. There's one song that I would turn off, but that's really about it. I'm no fan of 100 Gex, and that seems to be the only song so far that I'm kind of like, what is this doing in the soundtrack? The rest of them are good. Especially the first wave. I say the first wave has been better overall, because it just kind of got that fucking, mostly that punk rock and like that kind of 2000s vibe to it. I mean, there's Collard Greens, but like it's not bad, you know. But so far, what's been shown off, I can't complain. And you know, the biggest thing too is like, oh, people are gonna be upset that there's not the original soundtrack, and like they can't, you know, listen to, let's just say that Boy Who Destroyed the World doesn't make it into the soundtrack. It's like one of my favorite songs in Pro Skater 3. That's okay. You know why? Little thing called Spotify and YouTube Music and Apple Music and whatever the fuck you use, you know? I use Spotify, so like I've compiled a whole ass playlist here called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 Complete. I got all the songs from the original soundtracks from 3, 4. I included songs from the Music From and Inspired by Pro Skater 3 CD. And then I also have all of the new tracks except for the 100 Gex song. If you really like that 100 Gex song, then you can go ahead and copy paste my entire playlist into another playlist and then just toss it in there. But I ain't putting that shit in my playlist. Hell nah, bro. Ain't going in there. So everything else will stay. And as soon as Wave 3 comes out, I'm gonna add all those songs into there, and we'll have like a complete version of the new stuff, the old stuff, and I guess the obscure stuff. Because I mean, how many people even know about the Pro Skater 3+4 CD? I don't know. I got my copy at a pawn shop downtown. Well, it's not even a pawn shop, it's like a record store downtown. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a problem to me. I think it's like overall mostly fits the vibe. I mean, there's some songs in here. That's the thing, is like this song isn't, or this playlist, or blah. That's the thing, is that this soundtrack isn't necessarily very 3 and 4 vibes all the way through. There is some Robomoto vibes, and there's a couple songs that sound like they could have been on Proving Ground, and just some other things. But there's some Robomoto vibes in this soundtrack. I'm not even gonna lie, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. If the Robomoto games had anything going for them, it's that their soundtracks are kind of decent. Pro Skater HD, Pro Skater 5, I like Ride soundtrack. Shadow's okay. I think it was probably the weakest of the bunch. I mean, Pro Skater 5 had a couple skips, but it was mostly fine. Anyway, the main point of this video was to show you people that I have made a good old playlist compiling everything together. Pro Skater 3, Pro Skater 4, music from and inspired by Pro Skater 3, and 3+4. So, if you got YouTube Music, if you got Spotify, you got those playlists. If you got Apple Music, you're on your own, pal. You can just make that yourself. One thing I do want to mention is that with the way that they are going about this soundtrack, it really kind of goes to show how they are approaching this whole remake as in general. It's not like, when I look at this isn't Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 4 being remade by any stretch of the imagination. This is like Pro Skater 1+2 2. You know, this feels like a reimagining of Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 4. More so than like a remake or a remaster of it. This is like a new take. And if you kind of fucking look at the games in that kind of light, you know, it's a little bit less disappointing. But I feel like they're just trying to make something new out of what's, you know, been made already, if that makes sense. So I'm curious to see how it turns out. I do have more things to talk about. I'm gonna obviously continue fucking farming content about this game, but that's just because I fucking love this series, and it's cool that we're getting a new game, but yeah, I got opinions. The next thing I'm gonna fucking talk about in depth is that fucking balance meter. It's trash. But the soundtrack ain't too trash. The only thing that's trash is 100 gex. So, good job, Iron Galaxy so far. Not too shabby. I appreciate the fucking, like, hardcore punk you've added, the fucking heavier shit. You guys are going way more in line with, like, what I'd imagine to be on a Tony Hawk soundtrack than I've seen Vicarious Visions do. And, like, the 1+2 soundtrack was good, don't get me wrong. It was good, and there's tons of bangers on there. But it kind of just feels like the Spotify generated skate punk playlist. You know what I mean? And then they had like some songs that just did not fit on there. Like, a lot of the new rap in that game, aside from like Tribe Called Quest, is just, why? What are we doing here? I don't feel that way about this soundtrack so much. Like, they've added some good stuff. Things that I hope to see for Wave 3. Aesop Rock. Where is Aesop Rock? It doesn't even have to be Labor again. You could do like something off the album, like Shovel or Daylight. Those would be great songs if they want to switch it up. Or even if you just did something from the new album. I bet that you could just pull something off of ITS and like it would be dope. Yeah, off of ITS, I feel like you could take probably Solid Gold or Aggressive Steven or even fucking Mindful Solutionism. I wish I could pronounce this one. Kinyate Toothpick? Kinate Toothpick? Kinyat Toothpick? I don't fucking know. My dyslexic ass can't fucking read that word. Anyway, any of those songs could be fucking good for Aesop. Off the new album anyway. Like, I don't know, I want to see Aesop Rock back in the soundtrack. Idea and Abilities? Come on. Where are they at? I've seen a lot of people make the cry for TNT by AC/DC. I think that one will be in it. There's no way that it's not going to be. I mean, there is a way. I bet it's pretty fucking expensive to license, so they'd have to, like, maybe leave it out for that reason alone. But Activision's a fucking pretty... It's a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sure they can afford a fucking AC/DC song. Just saying. They got options. There's things they can do to fucking spice this soundtrack up a bit. Yeah, we'll see. I imagine the last wave isn't... Because a lot of people I've seen on, like, Reddit and Discord be like, oh, well, maybe they're saving all the classic songs for Wave 3. I hate to break it to you guys, but that's fucking pure copium. It's just not... It ain't happening. I can see the direction they're taking with this. They're not making 3+4. They're making a reimagined 3 and 4. They're making alternate soundtracks. They're trying to make a new game out of the old games. That's literally what I'm picking apart from this whole fucking everything. You know? And it could be cool if they do it right. Don't fuck it up. Because I know there's a ton of fucking... I mean, I'm bummed out too that Pro Skater 4 is getting cut down the way it is, but... I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? What songs do you want to see? Or what artists do you want to see come back? If you don't see the original song from the game anyway, would you like to see an alternate track for the artist? Let's get a little discussion about that going on. I could speculate about this all day. It was 10 days ago that Wave 1 came out, so it could be another 10 days until Wave 3 comes out. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see. They gotta fucking drop more of that skater B-roll footage with all the new skaters, and then going back to my Bam Margera video, I was 100% right. I mean, based off the fucking 9 Club leak anyway, that Tony told Activision, yo, put Bam in the game, and then they had to fly him out, get a body scan. So it'd be cool to see a fucking Bam Margera promotional video. I'm just saying, that'd be fucking sick, man. That would be a good confirmation anyway. There's tons of cool things that could come out of that. So, anyway, that's all I gotta talk about. I somehow made this video longer than I intended to anyway. I was just supposed to talk about this for like 2-3 minutes. What the hell? Anyway, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, complete strangers. And I will fucking, I'll make another video later. Bye-bye.